Please welcome Josh and our students with a big round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hagee. I'm really excited to be back here. A lot of good memories here, but now you can see all grown up, kind of almost ready for college. So I just wanted to come back here, as Mr. Hagee said, and today's presentation's entitled Start Now, because even though, like Mr. Hagee said, we're still in middle school and we're getting to that point where it's almost high school, it's important to really start thinking about a lot of important things now. And again, think of all these questions you might have. I'm sure you guys already have a lot, but hopefully throughout this presentation, we'll be able to answer a couple of those questions before we get to the end. So today's main topic that we're going to discuss is how to establish a positive transition from 8th grade, where you guys all are now, to namely the Benjamin High School, or really any high school that you may be attending next year. So with that being said, before we start rambling on about our advice to you, I think it's important for you guys to understand who we are, because you're our audience, so why should you listen to us? So I'm a senior at Benjamin. My name's Josh, like Mr. Hagee said, and I'm a part of several different organizations at the school. I'm on the varsity football team. I'm president of student council, president of Harvard Model Congress. I'm part of peer counseling, just to name a couple of things. And here to my left are a lot of other very distinguished integral members of our community at the upper school. So I'll just take a second to introduce them. So when they're speaking to you, you guys also will listen to what they say. So first is Nicholas Lama. He's been at Benjamin since kindergarten. He's a junior. And aside from being a top scholar in his grade and at the school in general, his activities include being president of the Chinese Culture Club, officer of the Honor Council, vice president of Mu Alpha Theta, and playing on varsity tennis and cross-country teams. To his left, we have Tati Ziff, who's been at Benjamin for 10 years and is currently a junior. She's also involved in a number of activities, such as being the president of the school's tutoring club, which is called SWAT, and being captain of the varsity tennis team. And then to her left, we have sophomore Alex Kahn, who's been at Benjamin since pre-K, and she's involved in activities such as being president of the sophomore class and being on the varsity dance team. So as you can see, a lot of different activities among the four of us, so we kind of have a wide-ranging grasp as to how the high school works and a lot of things at the high school. So let's jump into the advice that we're going to try to get across to you guys today. So right now, 8th grade, finishing strong, it counts. A lot of people say that, middle school is the time to make mistakes because, your grades might not count. It doesn't, go directly to colleges. And that is true. 8th grade is a good time, or middle school is a good time to really establish yourself, figure out a lot of things. But at the same time, it counts, because the habits that you form now are going to help make your transition to high school a lot easier, especially in the academic side. So the momentum that you finish 8th grade with will most likely help you start high school. So what I mean by that is, finishing strong in academically here, or what other activities that you may be involved in, that's going to help you just jump right into high school a lot in a much easier way than, if you kind of just slack off and enjoy 8th grade, which is perfectly fine to enjoy your last semester of 8th grade. It's very fun. But if you kind of just, take a back seat and, take your foot off the pedal a little, it's going to be harder, reestablish those good habits that they kind of just said. So keep that in mind. So when you're done with 8th grade, summertime's time to have fun, and there's plenty of time for fun, but at the same time, you want to use the summer towards your advantage. Because as soon as middle school is over, you're a high schooler. Things start to count and the eyes are on you. So that's when you really need to start stepping your game up. So my advice and our advice to you would be, begin challenging yourself with things you enjoy during the summer before you start, your first day of 9th grade in August. So take a class to get ahead that you may be interested in. Get to know people by, if you're playing a fall sport or even any other sport, start working out with the team. If you're into drama or engineering, start hanging out with those people and just, throwing some things around, brainstorming, that type of fun stuff. That's going to help you transition a lot easier. I know for me, playing football, starting to work out, having spring football at the end of 8th grade and then starting to work out with the guys in the summer really jump-started a lot of my friendships with them, and also helped me get into the groove a little more high school. It's not easy to balance everything. I know it's tough for you guys. It's tough for us as well. So just starting to understand that you have a bunch of different aspects going on in the summer, along, summer reading and other work, that's just going to make it a lot easier for when school starts to not feel so, shoved work like all up in your face. It's going to be a lot easier. What they did is pretty much exactly what I did. I also took the Intro to Computer Science class, and then the next summer I even took another graduation requirement class in Human Systems Bio. And I can't tell you enough like how relieving it is to go into your first day of high school with already, hopefully a solid grade under your belt. And one last thing on the summer is your transition to high school is going to be a lot easier once you kind of get out of your comfort zone, a little adventure, because you might not, it's your first high school class, or, your first time meeting some students, and that's going to be really important to help you just adjust to making the difficulties and all the differences of high school more normalcies. So that right there will transition into, once you get to high school, how can you be open, to new friends and new grades? So I know you guys, I don't know, the majority of you, but I'm assuming that a lot of you guys have been together maybe since pre-K, or, maybe all middle school, but you have your core friend group in your class, and that's awesome. And being a part of a class is a really special thing, because you guys will be forever, your class, 2023, that's always going to be, your class. So, but once you get in, high school, especially in the summer, it can fast track some new friendships to form. Especially because I believe next year we have expected at least 30 students coming, and you might not know them now, but you'd be surprised how many of these new students will become some of your best friends. I could speak from my experience. One of my best friends now, came sophomore year. So you never really know what's going to happen. So you really need to have an open mind to, looking out for new kids. If you see a kid on the first day you don't know, especially at the freshman retreat, introduce yourself, say hi, because you never know where that friendship may take you, especially if they're in a common activity with you. At Benjamin, we all value being really important and strong members of the community. And in my mind, in order to be the strongest member of the community that you can be, you really have to be able to understand who everyone is and know as many people as you can. So, by us coming down here, this is us reaching out to you, and other kids at the lower middle school campus, or other kids at the upper school, and even the teachers, having relationships with them. So just understanding where everyone comes from and knowing, the more people you know, I think the better. So that's definitely on that front, on the friendship front, really important. All right, so now kind of circling back around to some more important tips of starting now and starting your high school career the best way possible. So in my own opinion, high school has been a really, really fun time. But with that being said, I've had to make a lot of sacrifices. I know they definitely have as well. We've had to make a lot of sacrifices, especially at the beginning of our high school careers, to have more freedom, more flexibility, and more fun, towards the end of our high school career, senior year coming to an end. I know I had to make a lot of sacrifices looking back on it that, I might have missed out on a lot of fun, but at the time it was definitely the right move. So just not jumping headfirst into high school and all the fun and all the upperclassmen when you're friends with them, just really staying focused on you at times is really important as well. And I think a really important factor in that is establishing really strong study skills. For me, I'll tell you guys a little anecdote, a little story about myself. You take it as you will, but I remember really vividly, freshman and sophomore years most specifically, there'd be times when I want to watch a football game on Sunday, or there was a family activity I had on Sunday or later Saturday, and I knew that I had a lot of homework I had to get done. So there'd be times, on Saturday, I might have had a football game on Friday, then I come home, go to sleep. Next day, I'm working on my homework all Saturday, and I live on the water, so me at my desk right here, picture me at my desk, and then there's a big window right there, and going by on the boat is a bunch of my really close friends saying, "Josh, come out, come hang out with us." And I said, "Guys, I'd love to, but on that day or a couple days like that, I just had to do what I had to do and get my work done, because I know come later when, there might be times when they have all the work to do, I at least have that stress off me, and there'd be later dates now senior year where, because I might have made that sacrifice on a couple Saturdays, freshman and sophomore year, I'm in the position where I can go have more fun on the weekends and have more flexibility during the year. And I know you guys might be sitting there like, how could he pass up, going on the boat with his friends? And it's tough. There were a lot of times where, you question things, but not for 1 minute, regret doing all of that. But we're just take a quick second and talk about, why Benjamin is a great place to be for high school. when we introduced ourselves, I hope you guys, paid attention real quick. We've all been here for 10 plus years. And I think there's a reason behind that because, we really think that this is a special place to be. And also, you could see the diverse range of activities among us. We have kids that do athletics, are part of the drama, are part of engineering. The list goes on, and I think that kind of a microcosm of what it is at the upper school. There's so many opportunities for you to pursue what you love, and even if it's not one of those big things like a sport, a play, you're big into engineering, computer science, there's always a way for you to find something to do. So with that being said, I know there's sometimes a perception that high school is hard in general, especially Benjamin, and I'm kind of here to debunk that rumor, I guess, because the truth is high school is going to be difficult no matter where you go. But the difference between a lot of maybe public schools or other high schools in the area and Benjamin is that Benjamin as a whole, every entity there is going to push you to be the best that you can be and get you ready for college. The classes there's a lot of classes offered at Benjamin that aren't offered at other schools. Like I don't know how many of you understand the concept of like an AP class or even GPA. Because I remember when I was in 8th grade, I didn't really get that stuff because I didn't have a older sibling in the high school yet. But a lot of these things at Benjamin, like advanced classes that are kind of like college level classes, aren't all offered at a lot of other schools in the area. And that goes along with all the activities that are presented to you for you to do at your leisure, do what you're passionate about. And on the same note, the teachers at Benjamin, and I've had a lot of these teachers here, and I could say it's true for them as well as the ones in the upper school. All the teachers are here to help you. There is not one teacher at the upper school and here as well that wants you to fail because it's their job. They're the teacher and you're the student. It's a symbiotic relationship, and everybody wants to succeed. But the thing is, you get out of it what you put into it. When you show your effort to your teacher, you just do your assignments, and you're that student that sometimes when it's time to work, you put your head down and you get your assignments done, and you go in for help when you don't understand something. You will succeed. Whether that comes in a form of you understanding a topic, getting a better grade. There's a lot of different components to that, but I think that's a really important concept that it took even me a while to grasp. You have to work with your teacher and understand that they really do want you to succeed. And even if you think like a teacher doesn't like me or they're giving you a hard time, that's just not true as long as you show them effort and have that mutual respect. So I think that's a really important thing to understand, especially going from 8th grade into high school. It's a special place. So with that being said, thank you guys for letting me come speak. I know sometimes it's tough to sit and listen through all this, but I think it's really good advice and it's really essential because these next 4 years are going to set up the next 40 years in your life. Enjoy the last semester of your middle school career. Enjoy it, have fun, but remember, stay focused. It goes by fast. If you guys have like a more like personal question that you might not want, all your teachers here, you could definitely contact me as well, or come up to me as we're walking out. But I mean, really, if you guys have any questions, please just let us know. I know sometimes it's, you don't want to ask in front of everyone, but I really hope that we were able to relay some really important information to you today. Really take it to heart. I'll definitely try to stay in touch with you guys if you guys try to stay in touch with me or with any of us. This group up here, not everybody is like these three sitting here, so I'm really privileged to have them here with me today because they're a really good example. So just try to take what you learned today. If anything, just work hard.